Welcome back to another episode of the John 2 Zone with your host John. Another therapy episode. No other roommate down here, so it's just us. It's a sad day. It's a sad day, mostly because the times are changing, but we're all going our separate ways. What episode is this? 25?
Beats me.
Beats me too. We took a break last week because of I went home for Easter and Harrison was busy, so we were just like, we'll come back with some vengeance. And we're here. And how was it up here? Anything new, interesting, exciting besides losing a roommate?
I mean, it was mostly that.
That was it.
Pretty much.
Fair. I know it was a weird weekend because like none of my friends were back home, even though I was back home. So I only saw like one or two friends, and I was working for the most part. But that's just everyone now. That's just a part of growing up. Just realizing. Wait, hold on. Am I peaking? No, I'm not peaking. I saw big audio levels, and I got scared for a second. But if we're peaking, we can just fix it in post, baby. Come on, let's just fix it in post. That's what we're doing. I finally read a script for the first time all the way through.
Read or wrote?
Read.
Okay.
I didn't. Fuck no.
Well, I assumed not that, but like it's possible. I don't know. Maybe you got busy.
Yeah, I mean, I could have. It probably wouldn't have been good.
Well, I mean, your first one never is.
Exactly. So, yeah, it wouldn't have been good. I mean, I would like the ideal. Whenever I finish my first script, the ideal feedback is like, look, you have good ideas. You just need to write it better. That's like ideal. Like, that's always like, whenever you first try something, you want someone to be like, you got something there.
Yeah.
That's all you want, really. Because I read the script to The Leftovers, the first episode. And I didn't realize how entertaining scripts are reading them. Like they're whenever he was describing the house party for the high schoolers, he's like, they're partying like it's no tomorrow. The caption for the scene was the most epic effing house party ever. And The Leftovers is one of the best TV shows of all time. At least on HBO it is. So I was like thoroughly like intrigued the whole time. I was like, oh, this is what scripts are all about. They're not like boring. And then they're not boring just like individual on their own. They're their own art piece. And then I also saw interviews with like Tarantino. He's like, if your script isn't like, if you can't imagine it, then it's bad. If like you can't like, if it doesn't stand tall on its own, then it's not a good script because you should be more enthralled with it individually. And that made a lot more sense, and it made me feel not more confident, just more excited to write something.
You just have a better idea of what it actually takes.
Yeah. What it takes. Not really. I think I need to go through it to know what it really takes.
Well, I mean, you have a better idea, not an idea.
Yeah. I have a better idea of what it takes, and I have a better idea of like what goes into it, which is also, it's cool. I don't know. I'm gonna read The Wire, the first episode next. I think I'm just gonna read a bunch of. I can't read books, but like whenever I sat down, I think I like reading things that I've already watched. I think it adds another layer to it that I really enjoy. But it's also just, it's good to see like behind the scenes like my favorite shows. And so I think I'm going to do that just because I can imagine it. I think what I'm going to do for the next TV show I watch, something good like, I don't know, The Americans. And maybe even Mad Men. Well, I mean, I've watched the first season of Mad Men. I haven't watched anything past that. Maybe I'll read like the first script and like imagine it in my head. Because whenever I did initially, I watched The Leftovers a while ago, and then I read the script, And I was like, oh, okay. I imagined the whole thing entirely differently. And I watched the TV show already.
Yeah.
But I had like a general idea of like what it's supposed to look like. Yeah. And then whenever I rewatched it, I was like, oh yeah, this rocks. This is what it's all about, baby. But yeah, I think I have ideas, but I'm gonna keep them as ideas until I fully want to execute. Whenever I finally have all the ideas down, and then just kind of let it guide. I don't know. I think that's how I operate best. Not whenever I like have an idea and like let's do this half-assed. I need it like 75% done by the time I get to it. Like it should exist as a concept for a long time before you actually put it down.
Mm-hmm.
That's at least my mindset with it. But yeah, I'm excited. It's also nice because I don't read that often. I don't hate reading. I just like don't. A lot of things I read just don't really interest me. But this was the first time I felt like I would want to read this all the way through.
Mm.
I don't care if like the scenes are out of order or like, they cut some things. I just like wanted to read it. And so I think that will help in the long run either. Even if like I don't do anything. Just reading in general I think is good. I need to do more of it. So thank God. God, I'm so uncomfortable. I cannot breathe. The way I'm sitting. I don't know why.
Yeah, your voice does sound a little hoarse.
It feels very labored. I'm also very tired. I woke up at 4 a.m. this morning. I took like 2 hours sleep on the plane. The rest I was just working. I got car sick. Oh my God. The Uber here, goodness. I was fighting for my damn life.
Oof.
Because I had to work on my laptop on the way home. It was traffic, and my Uber driver, he was aggressive and he had a strong smell.
Great.
It wasn't a bad smell, but it was a strong smell. So I was car sick. The smell wasn't helping, and he was an aggressive driver, which I appreciate on the way to the airport. Whenever I'm leaving the airport, I'm like, we don't have to get here fast. We can take the long way home. We don't need to do Fast and Furious on the way home. We really don't, man, especially downtown Chicago traffic.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't the time nor place to really dedicate your drive to family and just brake check me every 20 seconds while I'm just like on my knees just like, please God, let me survive this. There was multiple times where I was like, if I ate something at the airport, I would have left this car and vomited all over the bus behind us. It would have been just a nightmare for whoever was in my general vicinity. They were not prepared. So that was a lot. And then finally getting here, I remember like standing in front of the doorway, just like standing there, just like gathering myself because I knew I had to get back inside and I had to go back to work. I also had no food, a little bit of water, but I wasn't hungry, so I was like, I'm not gonna force any food down.
Mm-hmm.
And so and then I finally ate like an hour ago, thank God, or else I would have been way more delusional than I usually am. But that's what I've been up to. Just on that mindset of working and just, I don't know. I didn't even get into the morning because I went to bed like at midnight and I didn't wake up till I woke up like at 4:40 and oh my God, it was one of those. Have you ever woken up and?
Yes, I have.
That's good to know. Have you ever woken up and just be like, what's the point? I don't want to be here anymore. I think it happens whenever I don't get enough sleep. And I'm just like the most depressed person of all time. Like I wake up and I'm like, are we here we're only here to suffer and die.
Yeah, like especially if you have something to do that day.
I had everything to do today. I was in another state. I was on the other side of the country. And I still had to work the whole time I was traveling. It was so packed too. Easter Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
I got lucky because on the way here, I fly through Corpus, so that airport isn't that packed. The difference is like what there's like 3 people in TSA pre-check line instead of 1.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only big difference. And I'm like, oh, I don't get to get my window seat. Oh no, that sucks. Like, nah.
No.
How dare you? But yeah, I'll recover. Today was awful. And not even because like anything particularly bad happened. It's just that it just kind of like happened. Today happened.
Aura of terrible.
Yeah. Today was a completely bad vibes day just because I had to live today. It's one of those days where like the ceiling is not that high for having a good day. There's not the chances of it being a good day. There would have to be a lot of things out of the ordinary that went well. Like, oh no, the one girl that I have a crush on at the airport, I actually started talking to her. That would and like, oh, I got her number, and before sunset happened to me, whenever we landed in Chicago, that would be the ideal day. But that's a movie, and movies don't happen to guys like John too. They don't. Nightmares happen to John too. And yeah, that was, today was going to be a bad day. It was not. The projections were never in my favor. They'll be in my favor whenever I go to bed. That's you won't know what I'm talking about, but whenever like there's like NBA games, they'll have like a probability of who's going to win. And that was just me. Just like it started off just like the chances of John having a good day. And it was just like 5% immediately off the bat. 4 a.m. is like you did not get enough sleep. You are going to want to kill yourself every waking moment of this day. And just 5%, 2%, 1%. And then we're going back to like maybe 30% whenever I finally take a shower and just lay down.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be the best part of my day. And this, just because I can say whatever I want. Not say whatever I want, but Yeah. What a life. Wax ball. What a life.
Segways for beginners.
Yep. Dad, make it home okay? Yes, sir. Thanks for checking in, Father. What the heck? Wait. I was going through my text messages, and on Saturday at 7 p.m., my dad just said number 1. Just number 1.
He must have been playing Fortnite.
Yeah, I guess so. And he just likes his Oh, no, I was picking up dinner. He was getting the number 1 at Whataburger. There we go.
What's the number 1?
Just a Whataburger. Just a regular. All the way burger.
With fries or?
Well, I mean, you can make it a meal. But yeah.
But the number 1 itself is just the burger?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you can make it a meal, or you could just say the number 1 just a burger, like a la carte.
Well, so is the number 1 actually the burger plus like the burger as a meal, or do you have to specify a la carte to make it just the burger?
They'll ask you. They're like, if you say the burger, because they also give you the drink, so they're like, oh, do you want fries and a beverage with that? But yeah, you just say like number 1 just a burger, or like number 1 fries and like a Powerade.
So you have to specify either way?
Yes.
Okay. Feels a little bit weird, but okay.
Really?
I don't know. I
That's
feel
how
like
they
most
do it.
places like they have one default, like Cane's that comes with all that stuff by default.
Yeah, but like McDonald's is the same thing.
Yeah, I guess.
At least all like the sound. Actually,
Because I feel like you either specify I want fries and a drink with that, or you specify I don't want fries and a drink with that.
yeah, but like those you're talking about like Shake Shack guys that like Five Guys, those guys that like the burger it's like really expensive, and like Whataburger is like it's pretty decently priced, like $11 I think for a meal, and it's like it's Texas portions, baby. They know how to Texan portions. They get you right. So, Whataburger. They got wings now. I tried them. They're all boneless, so they're basically just like chicken nuggets. But they're so good. I liked them. The honey butter. Ooh, baby. That's good.
I feel like if you're not a wings place, then you shouldn't have boneless wings. Like either call them like tenders or just.
They have tenders, though. That's the thing. They have like a chicken strip sandwich. That's pretty good.
I guess there might be a like pedantic difference between like the meat types, but
It really is. It is just like a chicken nugget, but I think they want to say that they have wings. So they're like, all right, we have wings now, which is, yeah, it is pretty pedantic, but still. I don't know. Marketing, that's all it is, really. Love you too, mother. I'm getting killing two birds with one stone. Checking in with the parents. Love you too. Boom. Mostly before I get to my notes, I want to remember. Well, first, this isn't going to come out on April Fool's Day, but it's April Fool's Day.
yep.
And I don't know, it doesn't excite me like it used to. I've become jaded to April Fool's Day.
It's because reality has fooled us.
Did you see Elon Musk's tweet?
No.
It was basically just that.
God
Just
damn it.
like
I hate that I have something in common with Elon Musk now.
reality is so foolish that April Fool's Day is not even a joke. It's like, okay, we make jokes every other day. It's fine that we have one day dedicated to just tomfoolery. It's fine. Like, come on, guys. Like, grow up. Get real. It's fine. I just didn't feel the spirit this year. I don't know.
Yeah.
Usually I do. It's one of those days where, like, I don't know. It feels like people try for the most part. Just like now it feels.
It's not
I
as
don't know.
jovial as it should be. We all just feel that sense of impending doom about the election and such.
That's fair, but I don't think that's. I think we've had good election year April Fool's Days. I think it's. I don't know. Maybe I don't want to say like the internet killed it, but I think there's also just a sense of like. Not. Let me backtrack. We're already living in an era where like nobody really is that sincere, and we all have this kind of like ironic shield where nobody really wants to fully just like embrace the world around them. They're like, oh no, like everything's bad, so I'm gonna make everything a joke and like not sincerely say how I feel. And so whenever people make jokes, they're like, like I get that joke, it's funny. Like they want to be in on the joke. They don't want to be like the stupid guy that's like, oh, I fell for that. I'm such a fool. That's part of the fun, I think, of life and April Fool's Day. That you get fooled over like the silliest of things. And then you also have just like brands hijacking it. Ugh. Like they don't want to take it seriously. Like I really respect the Smiling Friends for I feel like they fully committed because they gave us new shows, but they were all very, it had some heart to it. 3 individual episodes of different puppet styles. That was awesome. And then they actually gave. I didn't even think they had to give us an episode. If Smiling Friends didn't premiere that episode, I would have still been happy because they at least tried something, and it felt like they were like, we're being a little foolish, like we're a little mischievous.
Yeah, there was a thing that happened back in December. It obviously wasn't April Fool's Day, but it was it went the other direction where there's this Twitch channel that's famous for like an improv series they did around the Half-Life 1 game, and they teased that they were gonna start doing one for Half-Life 2. And they had a logo with the glasses and whatever. Gordon Freeman, but on the day it happened, it turned out to be an improv of Breaking Bad and the Source Engine, and plenty of people were pissed off because they just wanted to see the characters from the improv in the second game, but they still gave out a full ass 6-hour stream of the Breaking Bad improv.
Oh, that's awesome! Yeah, no, that's fun. I know there's disappointment in that, but that's.
Yeah,
it's
and
a joke.
They did end up giving the release date that a tentative release date, it's definitely coming for the actual thing. But
oh yeah, dude, I would have been happy because Smiling Friends said they were gonna new season in May.
Yeah,
that's next month. I'm fine with that. So I was it's
not an Invincible season 2 situation where the second half of the episodes are coming out 3 months later.
Exactly. Yeah, it's something where they're fooling you, but they actually care about the fool. They don't be like, "Get it, guys? We're joking." I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Sorry.
Yeah,
guys, we're all in on
put
it,
that
right?
on last night after we finished watching Smiling Friends.
Of course he did. Yeah. There's a lot of them were just low effort, just all right, guys, let's. We're just doing the obligatory April Fool's Day. Haha. I should have done something on my Instagram story. We could do something on my Instagram story.
April Fool's Day. It's April Fool's Day. Nothing can happen.
Oh, that's what my post should have been.
I mean, you can still do it.
Yeah, no, but I already said anything is possible.
Damn.
Oh, wait, I could just post it again. Let's see how if it'll.
Yeah, can you just edit the post?
No, because then I have to have Twitter Blue, and I'm not paying for that shit.
Oh yeah.
Hell nah, cuh. All right. First day of April. I'm gonna say nothing is possible. There we go. All right, now we wait. Ooh, hold on. Oh, I forgot the girls' game. The March Madness happened. If we're still doing this next year, it'll be kind of sad if it's the same amount of viewers. But also, I want to get you to fill out a March Madness bracket.
Yeah, I did it occasionally back in middle school because my classes would do it, but yeah.
I feel like you would get close. You or Jose, I think, would have the best chances of filling out a near perfect bracket just because Jose, just because he doesn't know anything, he's so detached from that world. I think Harrison knows a little bit too much from his dad about not sports, but he knows enough about college football maybe, and he's also news, so he probably knows a bit. Jose, I feel like is detached enough to where he could fill out a pretty decent bracket. We'll try it. We'll try it next year. Because I remembered I wanted to get you at least to fill out a Sweet 16 last week, but that didn't work out. But the girls, I have a couple of things to say about March Madness. I've been holding it in because I haven't had the show. But I had a TikTok, and I was I was obviously joking that oh, my bracket busted, and so now I'm just angry at March Madness. Because New Mexico was supposed to be, the big underdog, but it was NC State instead. Clemson actually beat New Mexico, but everyone thought New Mexico was going to make it to the Final Four. I was lied to, and so I was oh, I'm mad. I was like, actually, March Madness isn't that mad. Same thing happens every year. Millions of people make their brackets, and guess what happens? Nobody gets it right. Every year, nobody gets it right. That's not mad. Mad is thinking that something different's going to happen next year. You know what's truly mad? My little brother, he didn't fill out a bracket. He said, I'm not subscribing to this tomfoolery. I'm not. And so I think he's truly mad because he's not filling out a bracket. He's not pumping CBS Sports or ESPN with another empty bracket. They're not sending their broken bracket to Dave and Buster's for, I don't know, free $2 beer. Something like that. I don't know. But yeah, March Madness isn't that mad. It's not. Same thing happens. We all get amazed. There's someone that, oh wow, I didn't expect them to go this far. But the best team always wins. It's the best team in basketball wins every year. We all know this. Unless like an injury happens, the best team is that goes on. So, but it's fun. I recognize it's fun, but it's not that mad if you truly think about it.
It's not that mad. It's just disappointing.
Yeah. March Madness happens. We all fill out a bracket. They all get busted. The best team wins. And Spike Lee, Sam Jackson, and Charles Barkley make the shittiest commercials every year. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. And next year, I can expect, Spike Lee to drop another all-time stinker in his acting performance. That guy, I swear. I love Do the Right Thing, but he's a very distinctive-looking person. I'll give you that. He's not that good of an actor, but he does look like a guy. Like, it makes sense that he would cast himself. Similar to like a David Lynch. They're very distinct-looking people. They're not just like normal people you'll find.
Yeah, I just learned the other day that Giancarlo Esposito was in that.
Oh, yeah, he's awesome in that.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
Mm-hmm. Have you watched it?
I haven't, but I'd heard of it through like film classes.
Okay. Yeah, that's what everyone points to that movie whenever they're like, can you stop typecasting him as Gus Fring? Like, he can do other things. He's just he's like a dickhead in like every TV show he's in. And that one, he's also a dickhead. He's just like a more eccentric dickhead. He's
not an intimidating dickhead, though. At least not intimidating in the same way.
No. Not at all. Yeah, and those other ones, he's a force. And that other one, he is a force, but it's more of a chaotic force, not like a calm, cool, collected, like very calculating.
Yeah, he's a mace, not a spear.
Yeah, exactly. And that eventually blows up the neighborhood. But, yeah, that was a good movie. But, yeah, oh, no. So, for the women's, they're getting a lot more attention this year. Because they have, like, a lot more storylines, a lot more interesting players, a lot more entertaining, like from like a player perspective. But they played a whole set of games on a court where the 3-point line was painted wrong. They didn't realize this happened until the last game. Until a coach was like, hey, these are off. And so, yeah, the women's sports, college basketball in particular, are getting way more eyes. But, like, it's very top-heavy. Because they were the big names were not in that game. And I feel like for, like, a men's tournament, they figure that out, like, right away. Like, Steph Curry will be like, rims are like, off kilter by, like, 1 degree. I'm not playing in these conditions. And so, and they literally had to agree. They were like, well, we can't repaint it, so we're just going to have to play with the shitty court. So it sucks for them, but they powered through it like a boss. But it's also like we're still a long way. We can get into the next segment for how I feel about women. In this next segment, I talk about women. and how they make me feel on the
Yeah,
inside.
well, you can talk about women in the next half.
Welcome back. Yeah, let's talk about women and how they make me feel. Actually, no, it's there's a lot that's been happening over these. I appreciate women as a whole, but I feel like we're taking steps back. I think we're taking a lot of steps back with how we treat our women. I don't know if it's just me or if I'm just like on the internet too much.
If you're the only one mistreating women.
It can't be. Who else is mistreating women out there? Sound off in the comments below if you're mistreating women. Just trying to see something. But no, it feels like we're regressing in our treatment of women. And I know some women are like, they're playing into it, I guess, kind of like a pick-me kind of way. But like, I know that's also like sometimes playful. But I feel like there's funny ways to be like, oh, I'm attracted to this girl. But the way we're doing it now feels just like, I think we're just like objectifying them again. We're just finding new and innovative ways to be like, oh no, I'm ironically, barking at women. I won't talk to them in real life, but I will harass them endlessly on the internet. And it's just weird. I don't know. It's become more prevalent. It's where it feels, this is a tale as old as time, but like men not taking women seriously unless they find them attractive. It's a tale as old as time, but it's sad because I feel like we made some big progress and then we just haven't. I think we've just taken 3 steps forward, 5 steps back. Really, it feels like we're back in like 2005. I feel like Spike TV could be recreated again. And we'd just be fine with it. Because, I don't know, it's weird. And then I saw another video where it was another roundabout way. Like, the male version of this is like us calling people like NPCs. But it was a girl and she was like, this is like a candid girl moment or something. Where I think she's talking about women who are like just there for like the photo op. And they're like, she's so quirky because she likes pomegranate or something. That's the way like she kind of described it, as like someone with like no personality, like blah, blah, only there for a photo op. And it's weird how we just treat people that we don't know. Most people that we would consider like NPCs are just people we don't know. Just some like random dude going about his day. Just like doesn't want to engage in this person in particular and our antics. And just continues on and we're like, bro is an NPC. Like, what is bro doing? Bro is not a real person. And I feel like that's a shitty way to go about life. And being like, every single person needs to like be interesting. They have to fully engage. I have to know their whole backstory. Ugh. Like they have to have like, they owe me this like elaborate personality. Or everyone needs to be the most interesting person in the world. Or else they're not worth engaging with. I don't know. I don't know how to fully explain what I'm trying to say. But it just feels like a shitty way of treating other people. Like the NPC stuff like never sat right with me. And so with like the candid girl, because like some people just like don't want to. They probably have deeper thoughts. They just like, there's so much other things with life. They'd rather not engage with that, or just like haven't had the opportunity to. And they're just living life. They're just having a good time. And we're forcing, like, not forcing them, but just like, there's an expectation to where you need to be this type of person in society. Whenever you don't really need to, you can just. If the most quirky thing about you is that you like pomegranate, like fucking go for it. What's stopping you from that? It's. I don't know. I need to think this new type of thinking for me is in its infancy stage, but there's legs here. I think it's just we are. I think it's a part of us being very detached from reality and living on the internet. I think that's another aspect of it, where we want to change the world, but we don't even know our neighbor. It's funny. I don't. It's just one of those things. I don't know. Constantly, where people are like, I'm trying to be against this, but no, you're not. You're doing the same thing everyone else is. Like, it's fine. Just don't act like you're high and mightier than everyone else. I don't think I know I can be pretty like some people. I'm like, bro's an NPC. I'm like, no, that's my initial thought, but I know, I know better. I have bad thoughts sometimes. I think hopefully me recognizing it, I can better assess the situation. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on this, Luke? All right. Good talk. Speaking of another, yeah, Twitter's just the worst. I think I have to delete it at this point. Like there's this dad and his son. I think it's AJ and Big Justice. That's what they call themselves. And on Twitter, there's this whole dialogue where like, this is the cringiest thing ever. This kid is going to hate his father. He's going to want him dead in the next 5 years. The video is just him being like, we're Costco guys. Of course we're going to eat a chicken bake.
I think you talked about this like 2 episodes ago.
There's no way.
You definitely talked about the whole Costco Guys thing and how the kid's like, no, this is fine, whatever.
God damn, I'm really running in circles, aren't I?
Yeah.
Oh, I did talk about this.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Hold on, let me. Because I added it as. I guess I just didn't mark it off. Yeah. Huh. I guess we are just running in circles, aren't we? Because I have it on the list. I guess I just didn't check it off. We're reverting back in every conceivable way possible. Yeah, no, just in general. I think we're just becoming worse people as the days go. And it's just because of how, like, I think detached we are from each other and, like, a lack of community. And
I mean, hopefully we get the movie soon.
Yes. The movie will save us. I think it's initially starting because a bunch of idiots learned the word critical thinking, but they don't know what it actually means to critical think. Because it's good to question everything, I think. But there's some things that, don't need to be questioned.
Well, there's also just been a huge trend as of recently where people are using psychology terms for the wrong things.
Yeah. I mean, I just call that like therapy speak. One person. I think this is another thing we talked about. Everything leads back to everything. It's, I think we're talking about two different things though. Like I'm thinking more in the sense of like, we're learning the same things over again whenever they've already been learned before, but for some odd reason, unless we find it on our own terms, that's the only way.
Those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it.
Yeah. We're just, so here's the thing. People hear that and they're like, well, duh, that makes sense. But they just repeat history until they learn it. And they're like, oh, we're doomed not to repeat yesterday. It's like, no, man, like this has happened already. Like Elon Musk, I think I've talked about it. Whenever he got Twitter, he's like, I'm gonna fix this. And then he's like, I'm changing all the rules. I'm gonna change the tagline to blaze your glory. And everyone's like, we don't even know what that means. But we love you, Elon, so we're gonna follow you into battle. And no one followed him into battle, and he had to change it to formerly Twitter from X. Because there's reasons. There's reasons for things. And once you learn those reasons, that's whenever you can question it. And he just said, okay, fuck it. Let's somehow make the bot trend worse on Twitter. Bots were an issue on Twitter. If you had certain keywords or phrases like t-shirt or I need help writing this essay, you get you get a reply or two. Other than that, you're usually good. Now, I could tweet, having a good Friday.
Fuck was that?
I don't fucking know. I thought we were going to die for a second. We got that on camera, right?
I'm not sure, because you might have been able to see it in the corner, because like that light just flickered.
What was that?
I don't know, because I think this one was fine.
Was it that light?
Yeah.
We're floating too close to the sun. What I'm about to say is about to change this world. We're about to be struck down by God himself because of this damn podcast. But, sure. Okay, yeah. We had a problem with bots. You say, like, I need help writing this essay, or there's this t-shirt, and you'd have a bot or two. But if I could go out and say, like, having a good Friday today, and I could be a friend who would be like, shut the fuck up. And like, that would be the only reply. Now, if I'm like, wow, I can't wait to hang out with my family, there's just a reply, and it's like, pussy in bio. Fuck me right now, please. And that's just all the top comments. And now he's given it the opportunity to these people to engage farm and just reply to every tweet with a video that has no context of the tweet above. Where it used to be, if I go down to the comment, if maybe there's a video and I didn't understand the context, the first comment would be like, actually, this dog is experiencing trauma, and that's why he's running around in circles and, like, crying. But now it's just like, the next reply is like, have you seen this shit? And it's just like, I don't know, like a man punching a monkey in the face. That's all it is now. It's the dumbest website ever, and now he's realizing that he can't just, there's a reason there's moderation, and advertisers are not coming back. So now he has to fix that, and to fix it is to go back to the rules that were implemented in the first place. And we're just doing that with society as a whole. Everyone's doing it. Because they're like, oh, I independently thought of this. Yeah, someone else did, and it didn't turn out quite well. That's just how we're going. Like, maybe it's an ego thing where everyone's like, I'm the first person that came up with this. I'm so smart. And they're like, actually, someone else came up with this. And they're like, well, I'm just as smart as them because I had the same trajectory. Like, yeah, you also had a lot more knowledge, access to a lot more. So, of course, like, you're going to come up with the same conclusion. You had way more information to get to this conclusion. But, I don't know. It's frustrating. It's frustrating as hell. Because, like, a lot of... I think of it, like, also in terms of, like, Andrew Tate followers. They're all not necessarily pieces of shit. They're
just gullible.
Not just that. There's just not a lot of people where it's the same people that fall for guys like Tucker Carlson. They're reactionary. They like Tate, he'll be, you can't get girls, you're sad, you're lonely and pathetic. He fills that void where he's like, hey guys, I've gone through that. there's like a certain vulnerability to that, where impressionable young men will see that and be like, he's speaking to me, but he's the only guy that's doing that for me. So I'm going to listen to this guy because no one else can be this vulnerable with me. And so they follow him because it's like, all right, well, there's obviously a path to fix whatever this is. And it's not like these people are like idiots. They're just, they're scared little boys. They're going through it. And now I don't know if you've seen it, but there's this, I don't know if it's real. I don't think it is. But there's this video of this dude who's like an alpha male training. And these guys spent $10,000 for a week of training.
Jesus.
Just for a guy to yell at them being like, I am the real alpha male. None of you guys are going to make it through the week. If you all are here, then I did something wrong. And he's just like yelling. He's like calling them pussies. And it's just like, I feel like after a day, you got to realize, oh, yeah, he just stole my money. I'm being grifted on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's mostly just vulnerable guys that, like, nobody else has said, hey, it's okay that you were sad. It's okay that one girl in high school didn't like you. It's fine. It's not because you were a loser. It's because, there's fixable traits. You're not inherently, this piece of shit that's not loved. I don't know. It's rough to see. And it's the same guys going through the same mistakes, but it just keeps happening. It just keeps happening because we're not learning. We're not learning anything. And everything's terrible. I hate it. I hate it here. I need to be the next Andrew Tate, but actually a good person. I'm like if Andrew Tate never human trafficked a single person.
I mean, I think even if you were just Andrew Tate without the human trafficking, you'd still be a shit person.
Yeah, that's fair. But I wouldn't have done a crime. I got you there, don't I? No, he is a bad guy. Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, because if you're, vulnerable kids, I see how they can just like go headfirst into this. And it's not just kids too; it's men. It's like grown ass men who just have never. I don't know. No one else fills that void. That's like a positive role model. And I forgot where I was going with this. But yeah, it's everywhere. It's a repeated cycle. Someone's there to get the grift. I'm trying to think. There's a remedy for this solution. No, actually, no. There is no remedy. We all just need to kill ourselves. That's the only solution. Barack Obama. No, I'm just kidding, guys. Don't kill yourself. Can you name 100 women?
If you gave me long enough.
There's a new challenge I saw on Twitter where it's like name 100 women in a certain like it's a speed run to name. How fast do you think you can name 100 women?
I don't know.
Like, Michelle Obama, Caitlin Clark, Paige Buchers, Nancy Reagan, Nancy Pelosi, AOC, Ilhan Omar, Sarah Silverman, Amy Whitehouse, Billie Eilish, Dua Lipa, Margot Robbie. I think I could do it pretty fast.
Yeah, maybe like 5 minutes.
5 5 minutes. Naming it would be different. They have to type it out. I'm not a fast typer, which might work in my favor because also that would give me more time to think. I feel like I know a decent amount of women.
Yeah, I think at a point it just becomes like word association. So you get the first name, and then you just get the different variations of that first name of people.
Yeah, and then whenever you're done with that name, it's like, oh, politicians. You go Hillary Clinton. Sarah Palin, I don't know why Amy Schumer was. She's not a politician. Who else is there? Jennifer Lawrence, Lupita
Nyong'o,
yeah. Oprah Winfrey. I can name women. I can go to town with naming women. I feel like I got a pretty deep. Anya Taylor-Joy, Rebecca Ferguson. Is that her last name?
Yeah.
Ferguson, yeah. Zendaya, Bella Thorne. That's her name, right? Yeah.
I mean, women are 50% of the population.
Selena Gomez. Yeah. It's also like really weird whenever people do those like name a woman. It's like, yeah, the whole point. The funny part about those things are that you're catching people off guard.
Yeah.
Like, it's very funny. Have we talked about that girl that was...
Yeah.
Yeah. This is just a reminiscent. This is... we're just a reminiscing podcast now. We just go in circles. Welcome back to the only podcast that revisits a topic every 2 weeks.
Yep.
Next week, we're going to do another review of Citizen Kane. That'll be fun. Oh, there's another. Here, let me check all these off. There's a video. This is also on top of just the cesspool. Twitter has always been pretty bad, but at least it was fun. I was with my friends. We were having a good time. All my friends are gone now, and it's just like the most racist piece of shit of all time on that app. Because they're all like, oh, the Reddit man has let us live. Comedy is now legal. And there was a video of this girl who was on a train, and the dudes, there's just like a bunch of like dudes on the train. I think it's in New York, and they give her like a hit of like a joint. She smokes, and they're like, "Woo, let's go!" Like they're super hype, and it's an innocent video. It's like someone that just like got on the train and is like, "Hey, let me get a hit" or something. Takes a hit, and everyone's like, "Okay, yeah, she's cool." Everyone in the comments are like, "She's in survival mode. I can't believe she survived this. Like, she must have felt so threatened by these men." They're all black men in the video, or just POCs. And it's like, did you forget that you could just go outside and have fun with strangers? It's fine. You can have fun with strangers, and they could also be like another color skin. And they don't show the whole video, but it very obviously could have just been her like, hey, can I get a hit of that? And yeah, there's so many other people like, she was in so much danger she didn't even know. That thing could have been laced with PCP and fentanyl. It's like, it's just a bunch of like kids on the train, like people my age, no older, no younger, like around the same age. And these people are just psychotic. Like, I don't know how else to say it. That you see a video of someone clearly having fun, clearly having a good time on the train, and just being like, she's in so much danger. Oh my goodness. Like, my heart goes out to her. I can't believe that she survived this. And then there was other people in the comments that was just like, after this, she got sexually assaulted. I was like, what? What's happening here? Where have we gone in a society? We're just reverting. I think like 2 years ago. I don't know. When did we? I feel like we made pretty good progress as a society. When did we just start reverting back to just
COVID.
Yeah, I guess so. But I feel like even after, I feel like during COVID, it was just like a small subset.
Well, it was once we started getting back into being like regular people, because during like quarantine, everybody was like, "Oh, this is so novel. I can not have
Yeah.
to like interact with people and whatnot." And then once people had to start going back and being normal again, there's like half of it that's just like, oh man, I hate doing all this now. I can't stand like how normal life is supposed to be. And then there's everybody who just forgot how to be normal.
Yeah, I think should we have just gone back cold turkey? I feel like we should have experimented with like 4-day work weeks, maybe. Like a day in the office, a
Well,
day not.
shoulda, yeah, but we're going to probably not.
Yeah, that probably would have been a good idea in hindsight. And yeah, people were saying that we should have done this. There was a lot of people actually saying that.
Mhm.
We should slowly go back in, not full speed, but we do in full speed. And that not only affected people physically, but mentally. Damn, that's crazy. Look, we found a new topic to talk about. But yeah, that's the word I need to get out of my. But yeah, and IDK. Those are the two I need to cut out from podcast. I've realized I said those a lot. I'm trying to say it. I'm trying to start a sentence without saying, but yeah. So, I'm trying my darndest.
But yeah.
We need to have normal classes. I think. Just something. I don't know what it is where we're just at that point. I think we realized how detached we were during COVID. Because like even to our next door neighbors, it feels like we don't even know who they are. And a lot of people don't still. And that's not on the top of anyone's list whenever it should be anymore. What? Why not? What's happened? Nobody goes, when have we gone upstairs and be like, hey, can we borrow some sugar? People need to borrow more sugar. I think. What will make us as a society closer? What would need to happen besides a common enemy? Because apparently the perils of just life in general aren't good enough. The fact that we were all non-consensually dropped on this planet, have no idea what's going on, but we decided to hold that against each other rather than let it be a common threat and like something we can unite against. That's not good enough. So what is going to be good enough? Do we need aliens? Or do aliens need to come kill us? They need to take out like 2 people just so we can feel better. I think that's it. I don't know what else is going to help. Because, damn, we're all just at each other's throats. Society, am I right, folks? You know what can unite us?
Wax ball.
Wax ball.
We're all just on a ball of wax.
You want to know how I got this wax ball? By liking and subscribing to the John 2 Zone. Once I subscribed and watched every single episode and liked every single and commented, then I got this wax ball.
John, would you send the wax ball to your 1,000th subscriber?
Not to my 1,000th, but to my first 50 subscribers. As soon as I get like the ball like super big, to the point where like there's no point in keeping it, I would divide it into 50 and send it out to my first 50 subscribers. And you can still join. There's 20 slots left. Possibilities are quite frankly endless. How much time do we got?
Less than a minute.
Awesome.
30 seconds.
I already said like and subscribe. Hold on, let me look at the other topics. Baltimore Bridge. Baltimore Bridge is falling down.
It's gone.
Yeah, and it's not the fault of POC. All right, stop being racist. I think that's all I got about that topic. Is there anything else? Harrison, you're gay. if you're watching this. Harrison, if you don't cut this, you're gay.
If you do cut this,